Outback Motor Tech gave us a brand new Ducati DesertX. Now, we're not that familiar with adventure bikes. We're coming from a dirt bike background. But we do have a reputation for being bike wreckers. That goes back a long way. And Outback Motor Tech knows that. What they do is they make armor. If you don't know, they make armor for adventure bikes. And they do the infamous drop test where they basically dress up a brand new sexy motorcycle and then push it over in a parking lot. And everyone cringes and freaks out. They want us, bike wreckers, to take this brand new Ducati DesertX and take it on a dirt bike.
I think about riders in two kind of classifications, like where they are in like race standings, and then on a scale from gentle to aggressive. And like I say, Mitch is like a top 5 expert racer, and then he's aggressive. He rides at a fast pace and he revs the bike hard. He's just like on the rev limiter all the time. He hits things really hard. He just lays a beating on the motorcycle. Fast racers will be anywhere on that spectrum of gentle to aggressive. You can have top expert or like pro rider that's smooth and doesn't waste energy and likes softer setup suspension and is really easy on the bike. And then you can have people that are that same speed or definitely slower that are very aggressive. So those two things are almost not related.
The first thing I wanted to do, my thought, so I know how capable a bike is, how well I can control it with the throttle and my body position. So if I can get a good wheelie and like a good stoppie and stuff going, like it may seem like playing around to the normal guy, but like that's like you have that finesse over your motorcycle. Anything I ride, whether it's CRF 80 or a 450, right? I want to ride it the best I can. I find the most fun in going as fast as you can whenever you're riding. Yeah.
Are you breaking that right now?
No, I'm fixing it. Well, you didn't get 20K on this thing and you broke it.
Yeah.
It's just poorly made.
Yeah. It keeps falling over.
The Ducati needed new tires, so the owner wanted us to add the straight pipe and remove the baffle while it was on the bench.
There we go. Holy. Whoa.
Look at that.
What? Jesus. That is one bulbous piece of equipment. What's that, catalytic converter?
Scrotum.
Looks like a scrotum.
You fire it up without the can on it?
Oh my god, I'm putting huge protection in if we do that.
Faccia di culo.
It doesn't fit. Of course, we gotta use the Italian speed wrench.
Well, it makes perfect sense. Oh my god. It's got a throaty, raspy sound to it. Holy. Deeper than I expected. Man, oh man.
The Ducati had clapped out tires on it when we received it. We immediately changed them to Moto Z Tractionators, Freshies, and we knew that the bike would need those to handle the dirt ride.
Come on, you
Spruzzapreti.
She won't pop.
They will.
There we go. Oh, pop.
The final person that we decided to take along was a young man named Mason. Mason's 14. I didn't even know how old he was until I asked him, and when he said 14, I laughed in his face. Because I just...
These bananas are older than that young man.
Anyway, 14. He's new to dirt bikes. He rode dirt bikes around his farm as a kid. Just outstanding young man, and I think everyone watching will agree that this is how young men should be raised. So if 1 is this bike being returned in mint condition, and then 10 being we're going to return it to the owner in boxes.
Probably like a 6. A flat tire, a lot more scratches, maybe dents, handlebars bent, maybe a chain snapped.
At this point, nobody knows what's going to happen. I love this part. We send them to a grass track so they could just warm up and get a feel of things. Okay. It's go time. Once the boys were warmed up on the grass track, we decided to head into the woods and find some hill climbs.
My legs are starting to chafe because it's so wide. Who put the dent in the tank?
Chuck took us to McCaskill Hill. This is one of Chuck's favorites, and he cleaned it from the very first attempt. McCaskill Hill is scary steep, and it takes 60 seconds to climb. This is one long-ass hill. Back at the bottom of the hill, Chuck gave Mitch a few tips before he took the Ducati up.
When you get close to the top, there's a way to the left and to the right. The way to the left has a pretty steep rock face, and to the right is just like a smooth ride up. But it's, I mean, it's a long
Figlio di buona donna.
hill.
It's whiskey throttle it and ghoster. That'll be the first and last time we ever film one of these videos. At our adventure bike clinics, we teach how to pick up a 500-pound adventure bike. And it's clear that Mitch has not attended that class. Mitch gives this long, brutal hill another try.
Porca puttana.
That was rough.
Hey Mitch.
No, I will not do that again.
Hey Mitch, take Chuck's Honda down, and we're gonna have you ride the Honda up just to show the difference.
Still not easy on this though.
It's a tough hill. Like it's all loose and
Rompicoglioni.
at the bottom.
So,
Rompicoglioni.
yeah.
Now it's Mason's turn.
So if you're gonna not make it, then ditch a little early and just ditch off to the right.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Oh, that one in the ground.
It was great to see Mason with such a positive attitude. He picked the bike right back up, went down, and immediately had another attempt.
Oh shit! Yes, young blood. Yes, young blood.
Next is one of our love-hate trails. It's painful and unpleasant. It's called Root Canal.
I think I can make that. Wow. There we go.
Mi hai rotto i coglioni.
That's good. Help! How deep is it?
Looks like
Maybe a foot.
Nice.
I was gonna say like 3.
3?
Non dire cazzate.
3 feet is really deep. soaked than you, though. Sure are showing me the full dirt bike experience. I love adventure bikes.
So all that chaos and carnage, that's called root canal. I want to give my impressions about the motorcycle first. The Ducati DesertX, I had super low expectations because it feels like it weighs a ton, and it does weigh a ton. When you first throw your leg over a bike like that, it feels like, oh man, this is just a street bike. But then when Mitch took this bike through some of this dirt bike terrain that's difficult for dirt bikers, the Ducati DesertX exceeded my expectations in a big way, like in a super big way. It's all about the rider. I don't know if you're going to be doing what Mitch was doing. Mitch is 6'3", 6'4", and slim, and he's young, and he's fit, and he's fast. But the motorcycle itself isn't necessarily the limitation. Like it's spectacular. We had so much fun with it.
What do you think of the bike?
Pretty good.
At this point, we're in root canal. We're in the
Di merda.
Yeah. Definitely in the
Di merda.
Yeah. Well, it's honestly like it's pretty good. Like for a big bike. Thing is, like, we made it through. There's snow, there's creek crossings, there's rocks, there's a million logs, and they're all wet and icy and roots everywhere. And if you have the skill and the willpower, you can make it through. Good traction, and like you can take like down a logging road, which I'm assuming most people are gonna ride these things on. Like it feels controlled and solid. Like it feels great, other than you start going fast and pushing it a bit. Right, you start fishtailing corners and getting all spicy, and you hit a bump the wrong way, like you're gonna bottom out, and it's gonna jar you. Or if like you punch a log, right, you're gonna bottom out the forks and the rear shock. And I couldn't imagine it with bags on it, panniers or something on there. The rear shock's gonna be a big limiting factor. Even like going down the logging road, if you hit a big wash, water's gone across the road, you're gonna bottom it out more than likely, front and back, and that's pretty scary.
We're going to establish root canal as like the test bed for
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah. For adventure bikes, this is where you don't want to go.
We asked you to do something pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, like maybe getting stuck at the end of a creek that's like up to your knees, being stuck on roots, and your bike's
Cazzo.
90 degrees to the way you want it to be.
Let's talk about the experience. Would you do it again?
I would do 95% of it again. Yeah, I don't like getting wet. Maybe no water, maybe no dirty creeks, and
But are your feet wet?
my feet aren't wet. No.
Come on! Was it fun or was it suffering?
It's a pretty hard trail. Like, it's very tight and like logs everywhere and trees. I thought I was gonna go off the edge at the very start because there's like a big drop and it's a hard turn. And then I got very wet in the creek. I stalled in it, so it's a little bit harder than what I've seen before.
Is root canal the toughest trail you've ever been on?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So today was like the pinnacle, like the toughest thing.
Yeah, on a new bike too.
Right. You did play well.
Like, the thing with adventure bikes is you want to be able to cover ground and you want to be able to go on adventures, right? And sometimes that takes you in areas that are less than ideal for the motorcycle. So an adventure bike can go on the road comfortably, and it can do this if you ask it to. I feel like more so with adventure than any other type of bike, the key that unlocks the ability to do this is putting the correct guards on it. Like, if we didn't have those guards, like, the bike would be destroyed.
Now that we've been through this, and you've seen how many times this thing's hit the ground and been dragged by its front wheel down gravel, and
Oh yeah,
it's like,
that bike would be destroyed. It's a street motorcycle with 10.5 inches of suspension travel.
right. Because
Once you put guards on it, then you can do whatever you want.
yeah, off the top of your head, I know you haven't seen it on the bench. What's happened to that bike so far?
One of the guards has a dent in it. There's like a little crack in the paint. I don't know if we broke a weld or whether it's just that they flexed enough for the powder coating to crack. I mean, the whole thing is totally intact, and it doesn't look to me like it's bent at all, which is, you know, that 500-pound motorcycle, like what we just did, what Mitch just did, like launch the thing into the air and like drop it down right on the skid plate. it looks to me like everything's intact.
I think the bike wants to go home.
Yeah, screaming. It's like...